I'm so encouraged that LaCie Broadcasting, now Family Broadcasting Corporation, is just allowing Andrew to dig into the archives that they have of Rich Mullins and making these a little bit more public. And that's encouraged me because I think there's a lot of people who are yet to discover Rich's music and the heart and soul of what Rich wanted to communicate. And it's, if you're not familiar with his music, tons of stuff, and it would really, really, really be beneficial to avail yourself to all that kind of cool stuff that's out there.
Most of the time. I don't think he really liked the recording studio very much. One of the great sorrows is that a concert video was never made, and now, of course, never can be made. I don't know that an album, that a live record would have really been the thing to do, but to have seen it and heard it would have really been special, and unfortunately we won't have that chance. But the people that have seen it kind of have it locked away. I think I can call it, the times I've seen him live, I can call it back into my mind very easily and just see him again doing that thing.
Well, that's a good point. So true.
All these notes. Okay, great. I'm trying to think of what to start with because Beaker's going to the bathroom and... Oh, here he is! So we'll start with this. Surprise! And the other side of the world is not so far away as I thought that it was, as I once thought it was so far away. But the other side of the world is not so far away, and the distance just dissolves into the love, into the love. And the New Jerusalem won't be so easy to build as I hoped it would be, as I hoped it would be easy to build. The New Jerusalem won't be so easy to build. Many bellies to fill and many hearts to free, and to set them free. And I see a people who have learned to walk in faith with mercy in their hearts, glory on their faces, and I can see the people, and I pray it won't be long until your kingdom comes. And I know that the gates of hell are not as prone to prevail as I thought that they were, as I once thought they were prone to prevail. Well, I know that the gates of hell have been destined to fail. See Satan impaled on the sword of the word, the sword of the word. And I see a people who have learned to walk in faith with mercy in their hearts, glory on their faces, and I can see the people, and I pray it won't be long till your kingdom comes. I can see the people who learn to walk in faith with mercy in their hearts, glory on their faces, and I can see the people, and I pray it won't be long till your kingdom comes to the other side of the world. Down at Johnson's Creek, the trees grow tall, like a man who feeds his soul on your word. And I can look in the water, I can see the stars fall, hear the fires crackle and the crickets chirp. And there are bluffs on the banks of the Cumberland, I can see the sunrise from a world away. And I can see the marvelous things that you have done in the beautiful world that you have made. 2, 3. Well, in the winter it's white, in the summer it's green, and in the fall it's orange and red and gold. I Then it comes alive with the rites of spring. When the rivers thaw and the flowers unfold, and there are beads of dew on a spider's web, and there are motes of dust in these beams of light. Now we who are bone and spittle and muscle and sweat, we live together in a world it's good to be alive. Cause it flutters and floats, it falls and it climbs, it spins and sputters and spurs. You filled this world with the wonders round every turn. And it buzzes and beeps, it shimmies and shines, it rattles and batters and purrs. You filled this world with wonders, and I'm filled with the wonder of your world. And if there's a better world and a brighter day, even brighter than the very one we're in, we'd all be fools to think that I could be made by the hands of foolish men. So Lord, to you we sing our deepest praise, and to you we sing our very loudest song. And while we live in the world that you have made, we live together in a world that is to come. Cause it flutters and floats, it falls and it climbs, it spins and sputters and spurs. You filled this world with wonders round every turn. And it buzzes and beeps, it shimmies and shines, it rattles and patters and purrs. You filled this world with wonders, and I'm filled with the wonder of your world. Okay, well, this is a song we like to do in our concerts. We always dedicate it to Mrs. Clinton and her husband. Why do the nations rage? Why do they fight, plan, and scheme? Their bullets can't stop the prayers we pray in the name of the Prince of Peace. We walk in faith and remember long ago how they killed him, and then how on the third day he rose. Things may look bad, things may look grim, but all these things must pass except the things that are of him. Where are the nails that pierced his hands? Well, the nails have turned to rust, but behold the man. He is risen and he reigns in the hearts of the children, rising up in his name. Where are the thorns in his blood? Well, the thorns have turned to dust, but not so the love he is given. No, it remains in the hearts of the children who in love while the nations rage. In heaven laughs, 'cause he knows what is to come, while all the chiefs of state plan their big attacks against his anointed one. They will not bend their knees to the gods of this world, but they promise her peace as she stands her ground, stands firm on the rock. Watch she walks humble down when she lives out his love. Where are the nails that pierced his hands? Well, the nails have turned to rust, but behold the man. He is risen and he reigns in the hearts of the children, rising up in his name. Where are the thorns into his blood? Well, the doors have turned to dust, but not so the love he's given. No, it remains in the hearts of the children who will love, for the nation's rage. While the nation's rage. Where are the nails pierced his hands? Well, the nails have turned to rust, but behold the man, he is risen, and he reigns in the hearts of the children, rising up in his name. With all the thorns to his blood, well, the thorns have turned to dust, but not so the love he is given. No, it remains in the hearts of the children who love, for the nation's rage.
Thanks. Ooh, it's hot up here. It's smoky, too. Okay, this is a song we wrote because we were in California, and it's called Where You Are, and it's just about being someplace where you'd rather not have to be. And we wrote this in the... I know something's out. But then again, this is Indiana, so what would you guys know? Hey, I'm from here. Anyway, so... Oh, wait. Play. Anyway, this is, Beaker wrote the music on the lap dulcimer, which is this instrument over here. And, he wrote it on that because this is one of the few instruments that you can actually play while you're driving. And so we were going down, I think it was the Pacific Coast Highway, and he was riding away. And by the time we got back to Los Angeles, we had written all the music, and then that night in the hotel, not in the hotel room, but we went out on the, outside of the hotel room because we were trying to be nice to our neighbors. But yeah, have you ever noticed when people get newly married and they're in a hotel room, they're never nice to their neighbors? And I think that people who book us into hotels always find out where the honeymooners are and put us in the room right next to them. It's really miserable. So anyway, where were we at? Sorry. We were buzzing. I think we're closer to in tune. So, Talking Daniel in the den of the lions, Jonah in the belly of a whale. Talking 3 Hebrew children and they're standing in a furnace, fiery furnace, but the fire didn't burn them. And the lions didn't bite, and the Lord reached down, and you can be sure that everything turned out right. Oh, you meet the Lord in the furnace, long time for you meet him in the sky, and where you are, and where you wish that you was. Well, your life ain't easy, and the road is rough, but where you are is where he promised to be. The ends of the world, to every point of need. Talking Daniel in the den of the lions, Jonah in the belly of a whale. Talking 3 Hebrew children and they're standing in a furnace, fiery furnace, but the fire didn't burn them, and the lions didn't bite. And the Lord reached down, and you can be sure that everything turned out right. Oh, you meet the Lord in the furnace, long time for you meet him in the sky. Meet him in your time of a trial, you meet him in your hour of prayer. You can reach out and all bet that you'll find that you're right there where you are. However grim it may seem, but this is real life, babe. This ain't no Hollywood dream, and where you are, no matter what you may face, you're gonna find out real soon what they mean when they say, talking Daniel in the den of lions, Jonah in the belly of a whale, talking 3 Hebrew children and they're standing in a furnace, fiery furnace, but the fire didn't burn them, and the lions didn't bite, and the Lord reached down, and you can be sure, baby, everything turned out alright. Till you meet the Lord in the furnace, long time for you meet him in the sky. Meet him in your time of a trial, meet him in your hour of prayer, where you can reach out and all bet that you'll find that he's there, and the fire won't burn you, and the lions won't bite. The Lord will reach down, and the Lord will reach down, baby, everything will turn out right. Oh, you meet the Lord in the furnace, long time for you meet him in the sky high, and then you meet him in the sky. This is a song we wrote over in Ireland because the Irish people kept asking us what America was like. Not that they didn't know, it's just that they don't have a lot of televisions over there, so they have conversations for entertainment. And they will ask you all kinds of things that they already know just to get you started. But being dumb Americans, we thought they really were stupid. So we decided to write a song that would try to describe America to them. And this was one of the songs that took us a long time to write, and we're not particularly proud of it. But after you spend that much time writing a song, you're going to record it whether you like it or not. So this is actually the music for this Beaker wrote on the tour before we went to Europe, and every night at soundcheck we would hear this little melody. And once that happens, it gets stuck, and then you have to use it somewhere, or it's just going to be wasted notes. So this is the worst song we'll do all night. How about that? Don't you hate it when you go to a concert and someone apologizes all the way through? That, and when somebody says, we're going to do a song, and it goes something like this. And you go, look, buddy, I paid exactly $20 to hear this. What does it go exactly like? I just did that to aggravate you. Oh, okay. It didn't work? Okay. Actually, I like this song a lot. And the coal trucks come a-running with their bellies full of coal, and their big wheels are humming down this road that lies open at the soul of a woman who hid the spies that were looking for the land of the milk and the honey. And this road, she is a woman, she was made from a rib cut from the sides of these mountains, oh, these great sleeping atoms who are lonely even here in paradise, lonely for somebody to kiss them. And I'll sing my song, and I'll sing my song in the land of my sojourn. And the lady in the harbor, she still holds her torch out to those huddled masses who are yearning for a freedom that still eludes them. And the immigrants' children see their brightest dreams shattered here on the New Jersey shoreline, in the greed and the glitter of those high-tech casinos. But some mendicants wander off to a cathedral, and they stoop in the silence, and their prayers are still whispered, and I'll sing their song, and I'll sing their song in the land of my sojourn. Nobody tells you when you get born here how much you'll come to love it, and how you'll never belong here. So I'll call you my country, but I'll be lonely for my home. And I wish that I could take you there with me. And down the brown brick spine of some dirty blind alley, all them drain pipes were dripping out, the last sons of thunder. While off in the distance, the smokestacks were belching back this city's best answer. And the countryside was pocked with all of those mail pouch posters thrown up on the rotting sideboards of these run-down stables, like the one that Christ was born in when the old world started dying and the new world started coming on. And I'll sing his song, and I'll sing his song in the land of my sojourn. I will sing his song in the land of my sojourn. I will sing his song.
Oh, I'm so glad you've been with us all weekend, because, you know, after you try to remember all the things that you're supposed to do in those sessions, your memory banks are kind of shot. Not that mine are all that good to begin with, but we've kind of not been doing a lot of concerts where we just go somewhere and do a concert, because we really much prefer to spend a weekend with people, because it's a lot more fun to do this, you know, once you get to know everybody. And so we sure appreciate you guys coming out for the whole weekend. It's been nice. I'm trying to remember how this song goes now, because I wanted to... Gay and I were talking, Gay Quisenberry, who is my manager and booking agent and everything, we were talking that this is almost, in 1995, I think we will have been doing this for 10 years. And that's a long time to be doing this stuff. So... this is a song I wrote a long time ago. It's just kind of a little nostalgia for me. I wrote this in Chicago right after I started working with Gay. And at that time, things had not...
It's me. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You know... It was at a time when I've always tried to be a sincere person. You know, I've always kind of felt uncomfortable with the Christian music industry, because there were so many people who were more interested in how many tickets they were selling than in what they were saying to the people that had bought those tickets. And when you're hypercritical, you end up being hypercritical of yourself. And this was a time when things were not going really well, and I was just kind of going, gosh, I don't know if this is really worth doing. You know, going through what I know people have to go through in order to make a living at this. And so I was trying to write songs that I thought people would really want to record and that everybody would like, and they would play them on the radio and stuff, and I was really flopping hard. And so I had this just this, which is generally how I start writing a song. I normally write the accompaniment first. And I didn't know what it was really about, because I was kind of going, well, you know, it's kind of sentimental, but I'm not really sure what it's about. And then a friend of mine shot himself in the stomach, and I figured that that's what the song was probably about. So I stopped worrying about trying to say something that people would buy, and decided to try to say something that might mean something to him. And so I wrote this song for him, but a lot of people listened to it since then, and I think it speaks to all of us sometimes. I clung to a ball that was hung in the sky, hurled into orbit there you And whether you fall down or whether you fly, seems you can never get too far. But someone's waiting to put wings upon your flightless heart. You're on the verge of a miracle, just standing there. Whoa. You're on the verge of a miracle, just waiting to be believed in. Open your eyes and see. You're on the verge of a miracle. But there in your room where nobody can see, the voices are loud but seldom clear. But beneath the confusion that's running so deep, there is a promise you must hear. The love that seems so far away is standing very near. You're on the verge of a miracle, just standing there. Whoa. You're on the verge of a miracle, just waiting to be believed in. Open your eyes and see. And when you played out your last chance, and your directions have all been lost, when the roads that you look down are all dead ends, look up, you could see if you just look up. You're on the verge of a miracle, just standing there. Whoa. You're on the verge of a miracle, just waiting to be believed in. Open your eyes and see. You're on the verge of a miracle. He was out on a limb, he was sitting in the shade. He led 100 men and lived alone among the graves. He had 1,000 questions and 1,000,000 heartaches. Yeah, he was every man. Yeah, he was every man. And she was caught in a sin. She knew the well was so deep. She threw her last pennies in and poured oil upon his feet. She touched the garment's hem. She had only been asleep. Yeah, she was every man. Yeah, she was every man. And the Lord looks down and he understands. The world draws up its lines, but at the foot of the cross there's room for everyone. A love that is not blind. It can look at who we are, still see beyond differences we find. But with thorns in his brow and his spear in his side, nails in his hands, he died for you and I, and every man. He had nets to mend. He had nets to mend. He gave his fish and his loaves thanks. He had to wash his hands and ran away without a robe. He couldn't understand down on Damascus Road. He was every man. He was every man. She brought the world a lamb and took warning from a dream. From an empty tomb she ran. For her children she would weep. In a womb a baby danced. She'd been looking for a king, as she was every man, as she was every man. And the Lord looks down and he understands. The world draws up its lines, but at the foot of the cross there's room for everyone. Love that is not blind. It can look at who we are, so see beyond differences we find. But with thorns in his brow and a spear in his side, nails in his hands, he died for you and I and every man. The world draws up its lines, but at the foot of the cross there's room for everyone. Love that is not blind. It can look at who we are, so see beyond the differences we find. But with thorns in his brow and a spear in his side, nails in his hands, he died for you and I and every man. Okay, I have a youth group that's going to help me on this song because I can't do all the harmonies and Beaker can't do any of them. Anyway, I just met these guys this weekend, and we've actually only rehearsed this one time. So, wish us luck. Here we go. Ready? Are you guys ready? Okay. It goes. Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It's about as useless as a screen door on a submarine. Fade without works, baby. Just ain't happen now. One is your left hand, one is your right. It'll take two strong arms to hold on tight. Some folks will cut off their nose just to spite their face, but I think you need some works to show for your alleged faith. Well, there's a difference, you know, between having faith and playing make-believe. I won't make you grow, the other one just make you see. Talk about it, but I really think you ought to take a leap off of the ship before you claim to walk on water. Faith without works, like a song you can't sing. It's about as useless as a screen door on a submarine. Faith comes from God, from every word that he breathes. He lets you take it to your heart so you can give it hands and feet. It's gotta be active if it's gonna be alive. You gotta put it into practice. Otherwise, it's about as useless as a screen door on a submarine. Faith without works, baby, just ain't happen now. One is your right hand, one is your left. It's your light, your guide and your breath. Faith without works, like a song you can't sing. It's about as useless as a screen door on a submarine. Faith without works, like a song you can't sing. It's about as useless as a screen door on a submarine. We'll do, what was that? Oh, that's right. We need to do that then. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah. Yep. You was a baby like I was once. In the morning, you was born in a. Oh wait, can we start over? Huh. Huh. How was that? What a cover-up. Faker, faker, faker. Sorry, I'm ready. Yeah. Can we slow it down just a little bit? Slow it down just a little bit. Yeah, I was having trouble getting it out. And then with my memory, you know, do you ever have that thing where your mind is going a million miles an hour and you can't keep up? Well, have you ever had it in reverse where your mind is like just a little bit behind where it's supposed to be? Okay, here we go. You was a baby like I was once. You was crying in the early morning. You was born in a stable, Lord. Reed Memorial is where I was born. They wrapped you in swaddling clothes. Me, they dressed in baby blue. Well, I was 12 years old in the meeting house, listening to the old men pray. I was trying hard to figure out what it was that they was trying to say. And then you were in the temple. They said you weren't old enough to know the things you knew. Well, did you grow up hungry? Did you grow up fast? Did the little girls giggle when you walked past? Did you wonder what it was that made them laugh? And did they tell you stories about the saints of old? Stories about their faith? They say stories like that make a boy grow bold. Stories like that make a man walk straight. And you was a boy like I was once, but you a boy like me. I grew up around Indiana, you grew up around Galilee. And if I ever really do grow up, Lord, I wanna grow up and be just like you. Well, did you wrestle with the dog and lick his nose? Did you play beneath the spray of a water hose? Did you ever make angels in the winter snow? Did they tell you stories about the saints of old? Stories about their faith? They say stories like that make a boy grow bold. Stories like that make a man walk straight. Yeah. Uh-oh, here I go again. What is it? Oh, did I already get up? I think it said, did you ever get scared playing hide and seek? Did you try not to cry when you scraped your knee? Did you ever skip a rock across a quiet creek? And did they tell you stories about the saints of old? Stories about their faith? They say stories like that make a boy grow bold. Stories like that make a man walk straight. I really made you grow up and be like you someday.
We're going to do an instrumental. See if I have better luck remembering music than words. You know, some nights you just can't remember things. Some days you just can't remember things. We were in San Antonio, and so, you know, everyone always gives me a hard time about how I forget things. And so I had a coffee cup, which I carried so that I wouldn't have to drink out of styrofoam. Because you know when you put real hot coffee in styrofoam, how you get a little bit of the styrofoam flavor. And, you know, being a coffee connoisseur, I was actually just trying to imitate Beaker. He's, you know, so anal. He takes a coffee cup with him everywhere he goes. And I thought, well, I want to be cool like Beaker, and, you know, I can't have a ponytail because my hair is too short, so I'll at least have a coffee cup. And so I had this coffee cup, and then I had my dulcimer, and I had my guitar, and a book. Yeah. So I got off the plane, and after I had gotten off the plane, you know how, do you guys fly much? One of the great aggravations is they put that note, you know, you have to fasten your safety belt because they're going to land, and then they have to circle for an hour and a half, and you have to go to the bathroom far more than they need to circle, you're sure. So, you know, the plane finally comes down, I was about to burst. So I went zipping out of the plane and into the restroom, you know, and laid my book down on the counter and sat my dulcimer down and you know, went over and did whatever I needed to do there. And then I realized as I was going to the bathroom that the reason I had to do that was because I had drunk a lot of coffee and that I had forgotten my coffee cup back on the plane. So I went, oh no, I better get back there and get my coffee cup, because if I don't, everyone will make fun of me for having forgotten it. So I grabbed my hammer dulcimer and I run back to the thing, and I asked the lady at the desk if I could sit my hammer dulcimer by the desk while I ran into the plane to get my coffee cup, which she said was okay. So I went running down the thing to get my coffee cup, and I'm crawling all over the plane because I thought, oh no, it went under the seats and who knows where it's gone. Never could find that coffee cup. So I was feeling a little defeated, and then I remembered that I had left my book in the bathroom. So I went into the bathroom to get my book and walked on down the aisle to meet these guys, who in the meantime are meeting stars. Who was it? There was some movie star or something was down there. Tommy Lee Jones was down there. I totally missed that because I was looking for my coffee cup. Got all the way down there, and Beaker said, Rich, where's your dulcimer? So in the course of trying to get off the plane, from the plane to the baggage claim area, I had lost 4 things. So sometimes I don't work too well. It's scary because I drive. This is another song we wrote in Ireland. This one doesn't attempt to describe anything, so it was a little more successful, I think. We played it in an anti-Maastricht meeting. We weren't really sure what Maastricht was, but we knew it had to do with government, so we were against it. Okay, this is the other half of that song. We didn't get to record it, but we'll play it for you tonight because this isn't a recording. This is a concert. That's the advantage of a concert.
Four. Okay. I don't think so. I can turn it down.
Okay, sounding a bit loud. Just in the monitor. Okay, this is a song called "Who God Is Gonna Use." And this song is not in the key of G. Yay. It's in the key of G minor. So actually, if we were gonna stay true to the key of G scheme, we would be playing in E minor. I don't know if you know this, but E is the relative minor of G. G minor is the relative minor of B flat major. So there's a little music ed for you, just in case my professors are visiting. Oh wait, now how does this go? That's not it, is it? You know, the disturbing thing is all my songs sound so much alike I can't tell what I'm playing. I really got to learn to write a new riff. What? We'll just start here. I can't remember the introduction, but it had a real cool one. Well, Balaam, he had a donkey who was gentle and true and kind. And his donkey saw an angel with a sword. And so he sent to Balaam past him, when he'd done it 3 times. Well, Balaam got so mad he beat the donkey. And so the Lord, well, they gave the donkey language, and the donkey plainly brayed. Well, there's an angel about to strike you from the path. And then old Balaam's eyes were open, and he realized he'd been saved by his donkey from the angel of God's wrath. And the princess pulled the baby out of the water. He was hidden in the rushes, sleeping in a basket made of reeds. You never know who God is gonna use, a princess or a baby, maybe even you and me. Lester, she was a beauty, she was pleasing to a man, and the man that she was pleasing was a king. And then the people's lives were threatened by some wicked men's plans. Nobody knew just how the Lord was gonna intervene. Well, Mordecai, her uncle, he was honest but he was smart, and he knew that Esther's beauty was a gift. He said, maybe you could cook some supper, maybe you could change a king's heart. Who knows but what you're coming through the world for such a time as this. And the princess pulled the baby out of the water. He was hidden in the rushes, sleeping in a basket made of reeds. And you never know who God is gonna use, a princess or a baby, maybe even you or me. And there was Miriam a dancing, and there was Juba with the harp, and there was poor old blind Samson, even Pontius Pilate played a part. And the princess pulled the baby out of the water, where he was hidden in the rushes, sleeping in a basket made of reeds. You never know who God is gonna use, princess or a baby, maybe even you or me. And the princess pulled the baby out of the water, where he was hidden in the rushes. He's in a basket made of reeds, and you never know who God is gonna use, a princess or a baby, maybe even you or me. Thanks. This is a song that we didn't write the lyrics to, because after we were figuring out how to play this song on guitar, and it was sometimes I talk a lot about writing when we're doing concerts, I guess, just because a lot of people always ask you these questions. So I'm, figure people are interested. But a lot of times when you write a song is you learn something about the instrument you're trying to play, and
then you just keep doing it over and over, and then you know, songs come up. So this song kind of came up, the music did, and we never could write anything that we really thought sounded like what the song seemed to be about. And like every good Christian, when we couldn't think of anything on our own, we turned to the hymnal and found a Fannie J. Crosby song that seemed to say exactly what the song seemed to be about. So that's how we wrote this. And all of the way my Savior leads me, what have I to ask beside? Can I doubt His faithful mercies, who through life has been my guide? Heavenly peace, divinest comfort, by faith in Him to dwell. For I know whatever befall me, Jesus doeth all things well. And all of the way my Savior leads me, oh, the fullness of His love gives me strength for every trial. He feeds me with the living bread. Though my weary steps may falter, and my soul athirst may be, gushing from a rock before me, lo, a spring of joy I see. All the way my Savior leads me, oh, the fullness of His love. Perfect rest to me is promised in my Father's house above. When my spirit, clothed immortal, wings His flight to realms of a day, this is my song through endless ages. Jesus led me all the way. I don't really know how to tune, but when Beaker's doing it, I always, want to be like Beaker. This is another kind of prairie song. We live in Wichita, so when you're out there, the thing I like about Wichita is, here in Indiana it's kind of flat, but you guys have trees. And we got rid of ours because we didn't want anything to block the scenery, So we leveled all the hills and cut down all the trees, and now you have this nice, beautiful open space, which is a lot of fun to live in. It's kind of like living on a blank sheet of paper. I can see the iron horse's tracks, pressed in the mud from the weight of all the steam and the steel. Wind don't blow where you want it to go. The wind just blows where it will and you follow. I can feel the breath of winter driving the snow across these newly whited plains. Takes my breath from me and leaves me falling. Picks me up again in its own strength. I can hear the wild wind howling.
can feel it in my bones, and I know the howling will take me home. I can see some traveler's footprint. There's a little blood in every step he made. Wonder what kind of burden he is bearing that has cut him so deeply every step along the long, long way. In the west I see an evening, scarlet red stretched beneath the gathering dark. Red is the blood on the hands of the Savior, rich is the mercy that flows from his broken heart. Can hear the wild wind howling, I can feel it in my bones, and I know that the howling will take me home. These men of violence, well, they have made this a world full of wars. God, break your silence and let your justice shine forth. Show some mercy, Lord. So I can see a people dispossessed, broken but brave in the face of so much fear, driven from their homes by the greed of your nation, whose treaties are as good as litter on the trail of their tears. I can see the covenant colors, sun and the rain have woven on the blue of the sky. I know we will live by his promise. I know you made it, I'm sure that he would not lie. Can hear the wild wind howling, I can feel it in my bones, and I know that the howling will take me home. Take me home. And I will sing for the meek, and for those who pray with their very lives for peace. Though they're in chains for a higher cause, their mourning will change into laughter when the nations fall. In spirit poor, in mercy rich, they hunger for your righteousness. Their hearts refined into purity, Lord, let me shine for them. Lord, let me sing. Lord, let me shine for them. Lord, let me sing. Well, I can see Jesus hanging on a cross. I can see Jesus hanging on a cross. I can see Jesus hanging on a cross. I came looking for the lost, and love has come. Love has come. Love has come. It's giving me hope to carry on. And I can hear Jesus saying, Father, forgive. I can hear Jesus saying, Father, forgive. I hear Jesus saying, Father, forgive. What I think he did, love has come. Love has come. Love has come. It's giving me hope to carry on.
can see love. Love is all I wanna see. Love can make a beggar rich, can set a prisoner free. I know we could do it for you. God knows it did it for me. And I can see love. Love is all I want to show you, love. Love's the only way to go, love. Love is all a man might need to know. Yes, I know. You know, Peter, put away your sword. You see, Peter, putting away your sword. You see, Peter, put away your sword. We won't fight no more. Love has come. Love has come. Love has come. It's giving me hope to carry on. I gotta carry on.
Wobbly, wobbly. I may remember these words, but my hammered Dulcimer may not remember to stay up. This is another prairie song. It's warm up here. We got to do just a bit more tuning. Hey, someone came in and tuned my dulcimer for me. I really appreciate it because you should hear how bad it sounds when I tune it. It's kind of frightening.
Well, the moon moved past Nebraska and with laughter on them cold Dakota hills. The angels danced on Jacob's stairs. You danced on Jacob's stairs. There is this silence in the Badlands and over Kansas. The whole universe was stilled with the whisper of a prayer. With the whisper of a prayer. And a single hawk bursts into flight, and in the east the horizon is in flames. And I feel the thunder in the sky. I see the sky about to rain, and to hear the prairies calling out your name. I can feel the earth tremble beneath the rumbling of the buffaloes. The fury in the pheasant's wings. And there's fury in the pheasant's wings. And it tells me the Lord is in his temple, and there is still a faith that can make the mountains move, and a love that can make the heavens ring. I've seen love make heaven ring. Where the sacred rivers meet beneath the shadow of the keeper of the plains. I feel the thunder in the sky, see the sky about to rain, and to hear the berries calling out your name. Oh, 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 the place where morning gathers, you can look sometimes forever till you see what time may never know. What time may never know. Just how the Lord takes by its corners this whole world, and shakes us forward, and it shakes us free to run wild with the hope, to run wild with the hope. The hope that this thirst will not last long, that it will soon drown in a song not sung in vain. And I feel the thunder in the sky, I see the sky about to rain, and to hear the berries calling out your name. And I know this thirst will not last long, that it will soon drown in a song not sung in vain. And I feel the thunder in the sky, see the sky about to rain, and with the berries I am calling out your name. I believe in God the Father, Almighty maker of heaven and maker of earth, and in Jesus Christ his only begotten Son, our Lord. He was conceived by the Holy Spirit, born of the Virgin Mary, suffered under Pontius Pilate. He was crucified and dead and buried, and I believe what I believe is what makes me what I am. I did not make it, though it is making me. It is the very truth of God, not the invention of any man. I believe that he who suffered, who was crucified, buried, and dead, he descended into hell, and on the third day he rose again. He ascended into heaven, where he sits at God's mighty right hand. I believe that he's returning to judge the quick and the dead of the sons of men. And I believe what I believe is what makes me what I am. I did not make it, no, it is making me. It is the very truth of God, not the invention of any man. I believe it. I believe in God the Father,
Almighty, maker of heaven, maker of earth. In Jesus Christ, His only begotten Son, our Lord. I believe in the Holy Spirit, one holy church, the communion of saints, the forgiveness of sin. I believe in the resurrection, and I believe in the life that'll never end. And I believe what I believe is what makes me what I am. I did not make it, no, it is making me. I did not make it, no, it is making me. I said I did not make it, no, it is making me. It is the very truth of God, not the invention of any man. I believe it, 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 Lord, I believe it. Okay, this song was requested, and we don't play it very well, but since someone asked, we'll go ahead and give it a shot.
What are we doing?
Ready for the storm?
Are you serious? Is it this?
Yeah, I think. This was written by Doogie McLean. It's always funny because people always come and say, "Oh man, my favorite song of yours is Ready for the Storm." He's good, thanks. Doogie McLean wrote that. Okay, here we go. Now, I may really forget the lyrics on this. Do any of you guys know it? If you know it, sing real loud. Well, the waves crashing and the tide rolls out. It's an angry sea, but there is no doubt that the lighthouse will keep shining out to warn a lonely sailor. And the lightning strikes and the wind cuts cold through the sailor's bones, through the sailor's soul, till there's nothing left that he can hold except a rolling ocean. Oh, I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. I'm ready for the storm. Oh, give me mercy for my dreams, 'cause every confrontation seems to tell me what it really means to be this lonely sailor. When the sky begins to clear, the sun it melts away my fears, and I cry a silent weary tear for those who mean to love me. Oh, I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. I'm ready for the storm. Though the distance, it is no real friend, and time will take its time, and it will find it in the end.
Brings you me, this lonely sailor. When you take me by the hand, you love me, Lord, you love me, and I should have realized I had no reasons to be frightened. Oh, I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. Yes, sir, ready. I am ready for the storm. I'm ready for the storm. Okay. This song you'll need to sing along with if you can. Oh, sometimes my life just don't make sense at all. When the mountains look so big, my faith just seems so small. So hold me, Jesus, 'cause I'm shaking like a leaf. You have been King of my glory. Won't you be my Prince of Peace? And I wake up in the night and feel the dark. It's so hot inside my soul. I swear there must be blisters on my heart. So hold me, Jesus, 'cause I'm shaking like a leaf. You have been King of my glory. Won't you be my Prince of Peace? Surrender don't come natural to me. I'd rather fight you for something I don't really want than to take what you give that I need, and to beat my head against so many walls. I'm falling down, I'm falling on my knees. And the Salvation Army band is playing this hymn, and your grace rings out so deep, it makes my resistance seem so thin. So hold me, Jesus, 'cause I'm shaking like a leaf. You have been King of my glory. Won't you be my Prince of Peace? I'm singing, hold me, Jesus, 'cause I'm shaking like a leaf. You have been King of my glory. Won't you be my Prince of Peace? You have been King of my glory. Won't you be my Prince of Peace? There's more that rises in the morning than the sun, more that shines in the night than just the moon. It's more than just this fire here that keeps me warm, and a shelter that is larger than this room. There's a loyalty that's deeper than mere sentiments, and a music higher than the songs that I can sing. The stuff of earth competes for the allegiance I owe only to the giver of all good things. So if I stand, let me stand on the promise that you will pull me through. And if I can't, let me fall on the grace that first brought me to you. And if I sing, let me sing for the joy that is born in me these songs. And if I weep, let it be as a man who is longing for his home. And there's more that dances on these prairies than the wind, and more that pulses in the ocean than the tide. There's a love that is fiercer than the love between friends, more gentle than a mother's when there's a baby at her side. There's a loyalty that's deeper than mere sentiments, and the music higher than the songs that I can sing. The stuff of earth competes for the allegiance I owe only to the giver of all good things. So if I stand, let me stand on the promise that you will pull me through. And if I can't, let me fall on the grace that first brought me to you. And if I sing, let me sing for the joy that is born in me these songs. And if I weep, let it be as a man who is longing for his home. And if I stand, let me stand on the promise that you will pull me through. On the grace that first brought me to you. And if I sing, let me sing for the joy that is born in me these songs. And if I weep, let it be as a man who is longing for his home. And if I weep, let it be as a man who is longing for his home. When he rose up, he sees the angels putting on the Ritz. His thunder in his footsteps and lightning in his fists. And the Lord wasn't joking when he kicked him out of beat. And it wasn't for no reason that he shed his blood. His return is very close, and so you better be believing that our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. God is an awesome God. And when the sky was starless and the void of the night, He spoke into the darkness and created the light. Judgments and wrath He poured out on Sodom. Mercy and grace He gave us at the cross. I hope that we have not too quickly forgotten that our God is an awesome God. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns from heaven above with wisdom, power, and love. All right, you sing it. here today, we talked about compassion a bit, and we'd like to encourage you once again that, to be a part of it, to be a part of a miracle, to be a part of an answered prayer. Sometimes we're not sure what to do, because life gets pretty complicated. In the course of the weekend, like a lot of you were asking questions I didn't know how to answer for you. I don't know anyone who has all the answers in the world. But I do know a lot of people who have the ability to sustain the life of at least one child. And I'll tell you what, I just have this feeling like life is more important than answers. And that Christ was more interested in a child than he was in a lot of right things to say. And it's a great joy to be a part of the love of Christ, to be a part of making that love visible. So there's a compassion sign-up sheet out there, and if you want, you can go ahead and sign up tonight, and Compassion will send you some information about kids who are on the waiting list. And there's no financial obligation when you sign up. It would just get you the information faster. So I'd like to encourage you to think about that. We're going to do another song with you, a song that you have to sing, because there's not a lot of point in doing this song if you don't sing it. When Beaker first wrote the chorus to this in that room down in Midland, Texas, he had just written it, and about 45 minutes later we were playing it with a bunch of kids in this conference, and when I heard them singing it, I went, wow, that's a great song. And it's the kind of song we can sing together, and those are about the best kind of songs there are, I think. So maybe you don't know all the verses. I obviously don't know all the verses of these songs either. I don't know, here, I don't know what you do up here in northern Indiana. I know where I came from. On Friday nights, we used to, we get in our dad's trucks, because they used to build those trucks so that you could run over anything and it wouldn't hurt them. And, the old gravel roads, they just ran straight for miles and miles and miles. You never had to turn your car, because you were always going in one direction until you wanted to go another direction, and then you had to wait till you came to a road to make a turn, and then you'd make the turn and you'd go straight in that direction for a long way. It was pretty easy driving. So what we always like to do is we always like to go as far out in the country as we could get, to where there weren't any houses or anything that we could find, and then you'd go just about as fast as you dared go, and then you'd turn the lights out. And the truck in the middle of the night, it wasn't a real smart thing to do. But luckily they built those trucks real sturdily. And our dads always just thought that they were getting beat up out in the field. They didn't know it was in someone else's field. So one time I was driving from Philadelphia. I had to drive down to Miami, Florida, from Philadelphia, and I was going down, I think it's Interstate 95, through Maryland, which I don't ordinarily think of as being a beautiful part of the world, But it's shocking how beautiful Maryland is. Of course, it was about 2 o'clock in the morning, and it was a full moon, and so just about any place is pretty at 2 in the morning with a full moon if you're all by yourself. And I started thinking about how we used to do that when we were kids, how we used to turn those lights out and drive a little bit too fast on gravel roads. And I wondered if I could still see by moonlight like I could when I was younger. So I looked around to make sure there weren't any cars. And clicked them off right there in Maryland. Only this time I didn't drive too fast, because I wasn't quite so young anymore, and I had gotten in the habit of trying to soak up things instead of speed by them. Looking at Marilyn, I began to think of just the goodness that I was not blind. Sometimes you have to go to Maryland to remember what a joy it is to see. But then I began to think about even if I was in the middle of Brooklyn with that moon, if there was a power shortage and there weren't any lights to interrupt, probably even Brooklyn would be pretty with that moon. I remembered how it used to look when you'd drive in the spring and the corn was just starting to come up and the roads were real short. You know, sometimes we think that everything is changing, but I'll tell you what, the same moon is up there tonight. The same stars that Abraham saw, they're all up there. And the same God that put them there and made them shine, he's still there too. And I don't know what life has for you. I don't know what life has for me. But I know this. I know that God is good. And I know that God does not lie. And I know that God has given us the gift of our lives. Sometimes we wish he would have given us someone else's life. But he chose to give you your life. Don't despair of it. You're going to have needs in your life, and God is going to meet those needs his way and in his time. We don't need to judge God's way of doing stuff. It gets done. I hope you know that. I hope you trust him. I hope you experience him in every moment of your life. Because apart from him, there's really not a lot of point in living. And if you know this song, then you can sing it with us. If you know the verses, that'll help me out. And if you don't know the verses, if you know the chorus, join in the chorus. The chorus isn't really a song, it's really a prayer. And I don't know if you remember how we were talking about when I was a kid and I'd go to Sunday school. And my aunt, who was my Sunday school teacher, would teach us to sing, into my heart, come into my heart, Lord Jesus, come in today, come in to stay, come in to my heart, Lord Jesus. And how we'd sing it and how we didn't really know what it meant, but how God knew what it meant. Sometimes we don't know where God's going to lead us, but God already knows. It's not our job to worry about that. It's just our job to follow. Maybe you have never prayed before. Maybe you don't know how to do it. It's not all that hard. And maybe till you learn how to just feel free enough to tell God what's on your mind, maybe you can pray this chorus. And maybe you can't believe it completely tonight. Well, God believes it already. And God will answer your prayers according to his understanding and not according to yours. So maybe this is a starting place for you. Maybe you've been going a long time. Maybe you're real tired like me. Maybe this will be an encouragement to you. Whatever it is, sing it with us. Because I think the best kinds of songs we do in the Christian church are when we sing together. Sometimes the night was beautiful. Sometimes the sky was so far away. Sometimes it seemed to stoop so close. You could touch it, but your heart would break. much you'd already done. Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. And I will seek you in the morning, and I will learn to walk in your ways, and step by step you'll lead me, and I will follow you all of my days. Sometimes I think of Abraham, how one star he saw had been lit just for me. He was a stranger in this land, and we are that no less than he. And on this road to righteousness, sometimes the climb can be so steep. I may falter in my steps, but never beyond your reach. Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. And I will seek you in the morning. We'll learn to walk in your ways, and step by step you'll lead me, and I will follow you all of my days, and I will follow you all of my days. I will follow you all of my days, and step by step you lead me, and I will follow